Hey guys, Cam from 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another anime series review for you. And man, another new anime that I got into, another shonen that I basically binged. Now I haven't yet to see the movie, nor do I have a chance to see season 2 yet, but I heard season 2, especially as of late, has been going off and going crazy. But I'm here. I'm finally here. I'm slowly but surely catching up. And that is my whole discussion on Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, just from afar, I would always look at Jujutsu Kaisen. I would see the hype that it gets, not only in the manga, but obviously just the hype of like certain stuff they would do in the anime. And then I know when the movie came out, it was like a big deal type of thing. I still remember it. I still remember it when it was like airing in theaters and things like that. I never saw it because I didn't watch Jujutsu Kaisen. But you know, at some point I always told myself, am I gonna get into watching Jujutsu Kaisen? And it took me a few years, and now I'm freaking into Jujutsu Kaisen. So my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen. It's I like it. I get some enjoyment. I get enjoyment out of it. The characters I think are great. Um, the fights, like holy hell, man, the fights are absolutely crazy in this show. Like some of the goriest fights for a shonen I've seen outside of like Chainsaw Man probably. But pretty graphic and detailed fighting, and the storylines are absolutely crazy. Like throughout the first season, the storylines were really damn good and really solid, and just kind of tug at your strings every now and then. I think the one storyline that kind of actually like was like it was kind of like one of the storylines which was good, but it was also effed up at the time, was like somewhat between the middle of the season where Yuji is helping out the one kid who is being basically, I guess, taught by like Mahito at that time, and like Mahito is like teaching him all these different things about curse powers and stuff like that because the kid was getting bullied. Again, I forgot his name. It's been a while since I've seen those episodes. But that storyline was absolutely like was kind of endearing and then heartbreaking at the end, because it's like you have it to where Yuji is bonding with this person that in some ways they kind of have some similarities, and they can obviously relate to each other and everything. And obviously Yuji's doing that, like kind of just watching him to make sure he isn't like doing anything bad or anything. And then his mom shows up and everything. You think, oh, this is great. It looks like this dude's got a friend in Yuji. He seems like his life is going well, and Yuji might be leading him on the right path. And then next thing you know, a whole setup and everything happens, and then boom, they kill his mom, and then he goes off on the deep end where you have that fight between him and Yuji. And really, at the end of the day, you realize that he doesn't really want to do this, but then he's kind of forced by Mahito to do it, and Mahito ends up killing him essentially because of it. Killing him and like turning him into like one of these damn curse like monster things, and then that kind of sets freaking Yuji off and everything, to the point he's like trying to ask Sukuna for help, which I'll get into in a bit, and Sukuna's like, not my problem, you freaking do it, which led into a whole fight right then and there. Craziness. But that whole arc was insane. It really shows me like, okay, this Mahito guy is a problem, and why Yuji needs to like stop him, because this dude is an absolute problem, and a guy that's, I feel like, is going to continue to get in Yuji's way, so he could just bring out Sukuna essentially. But essentially, again, the main premise of this show is, this high school boy, Yuji Itadori, in the first episode, he was kind of minding his own business and everything, and then his class was kind of into like, I guess you can say like, I forget the meanings of it, but they're in this club and everything where it's like they're trying to find like all these like demon like things and stuff like that, you know, an occult club, I think that's what it is, something like that. And they come across one of Sukuna's fingers and everything, and it's wrapped in like this like sealing paper that is kind of like a seal, because the thing about Sukuna, which we find out, is he's like this legendary curse like demon god deity type of thing, one of the strongest curses of like all time essentially. And when you reveal one of his fingers, it's like all these other curses, they feel it or they have a sense for it and they come out, and if they ingest it, they get stronger essentially. And there's like these different like graded level curses, like you have first grade, second grade, and then I think you have, I forgot what they called the max grade or whatever, but like the super grade, like the strongest ones, those are like ones you are obviously the strongest that you got to just flat out avoid if you're like on a weaker graded, you know, level and everything. So, you know, what happens is you have it to where one of the other main characters, one of the side cast members, which let me pull it up because I'm blanking on freaking names essentially now. Let's see. JJK characters. Megumin. Megumin our Fushiguro. He ends up showing up to try to retrieve the finger. He ends up getting involved in a fight with a curse, which he gets stuck and he gets stuck. It leads, you know, Yuji to try to help him out. Yuji, for a kid that doesn't have like these abilities, you know, he had like freaking superhuman strength and everything. And I think they said like he's on the track team or something like that. And at that point in time of the episode, his two friends were like getting killed essentially. And Fushiguro tried to help them, but he couldn't really do anything. And then that's what led to Yuji essentially eating the finger, not realizing, you know, what it would do to him, and essentially by him adjusting the finger of Sukuna, he ends up becoming a vessel for Sukuna. So basically, what happens is Fujiguro's master Gojo shows up and basically takes care of the curse, which Gojo is an interesting character within himself. Probably one of my favorite characters, obviously, in the series, just from his personality and where that whole situation goes. With him and everything, and him being a mentor to essentially, which is Yuji, Fushiguro, and then Nobara. But basically, we kind of find out like, oh, he's a vessel and he has to eat these fingers and everything of Sukuna, so he can not only get stronger but see if he can contain Sukuna. Because at first they were like, okay, we got to kill this guy, but then Gojo was like, wait a second, he hasn't really done anything, and plus he isn't showing anything about the vessel of Sukuna, or Sukuna's not taking over his body, so that must be good. So basically, the main purpose is they got to get the fingers of Sukuna. Yuji, in a way, has to like ingest a good chunk of them, I guess, to see up until the point, you know, how much will it take till Sukuna essentially like gains complete control of his body, I'm guessing, which it's like, well, why the fuck would you even give him that shit? Now, it seems like from throughout season 1, Sukuna can take over his body. Well, at first, it looked like Sukuna could take over his body at will, but Yuji usually fought it back and everything. But later in the season, it was really after that storyline with Mahito when he first appears. Or no, it's when, what's his face? It's when essentially Sukuna took over Yuji's body and pulled out his heart and basically killed him, because eventually he was essentially going to be on the edge of death anyways when they were going up against a special grade curse anyway. At that point in time, what is it? They made a pact deal where it's like, oh, Sukuna made a deal. Yuji completely forgot the deal because that was the term of the deal. Like, he would forget the deal. But in a way, it's kind of like, okay, I can appear when I see fit, you know, in a certain situation or something like that, you know, which is crazy. So this dude's got a like legitimate demon running around and everything. So Yeah, but really, him and Sukuna, they don't really see eye to eye. Or when Yuji tries to ask for help, Sukuna's just like sitting on his throne. He's just like, huh, I could care less. You figure it on your own, buddy. So that's kind of thing. You have to wonder as the series goes on, is Sukuna going to be more compliant and more willing to help Yuji in this bond slash relationship type of thing they got going on? Don't know if that's going to happen. It would be interesting for this dude to completely change because we see how he's kind of like a selfish, egomaniacal freaking freak. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing right then and there. So, yeah, but the first half of the season was good. When they introduced Nobara, I thought she was crazy. And I was always interested to see what her character was like, and her character is like pretty badass and actually pretty funny too. Um, and it's funny because when she was first introduced, like she sees this dude hitting on this chick, and she's like, "What about me? What about me?" And then obviously, listen, I think Nobara looks attractive, obviously in animation form, but this guy was like, "Whoa, whoa, sorry, you're not attractive." And I'm just like, "Come on, Nobara's hot." Um, she has a really badass moment at the end of the freaking season. In the final episode when they're going up against the special grade curses, her and Yuji are going against special grade curses, and like this curse uses like this detonation thing that is like poisoning them, and like one of her abilities is like, oh, I can just like hurt myself, and the curse can feel the pain of that. So she was literally like stabbing like freaking nails into her freaking arm, just to like get the curse to try to release the freaking detonation slash poison off of them before it killed them. Which that whole situation was crazy. And what she was doing was like, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't want to piss her off and everything. She's definitely one of those characters that you don't want to piss off. One of those girl characters, which I adore and I like. Absolutely funny. I do like Nobara. Definitely in terms of like girl characters, in any animes I watch, she's definitely up there in my top 10. Like already one season in, I'm like, okay, she's one of my favorite like female anime characters. She's badass, she's great, she has a great character, and then obviously if you're hot along with it, that's even an ad. That's an add-on. That's an add-on. So that's kind of right then and there. The second part was like the second half, it kind of contained like this like honest to god, it like reminded me of freaking My Hero Academia, like the school festival, like even though it wasn't a widely liked arc, it reminded me of the class 1A versus class 1B fights type of thing, where it's like classes going up against each other. That fight was absolutely crazy between Toto and Yuji, which then ended up leading to the Toto versus and Yuji versus that special grade curse. That could like do the plants and things like that. That was absolutely crazy. That fight honestly reminded me of like Asta and Yami against Dante at the end of the Black Clover anime. At that point in time, like I was just like, what the freaking hell is like them working in sync together. Toto's absolutely funny as hell because this guy is like, he's a big buff dude and everything, but this man like is in love with like basically I wouldn't say a model, but like I guess you would say like one of the like a chick model, this freaking thing. Like he has like this freaking fetish for this chick and everything, which is absolutely funny because there's like one scene where they're talking about like killing Yuji and everything because he's like the vessel of Sukuna, and Toto's like, I want nothing to do with that. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go watch the chick on TV that I freaking have so much fun watching. And this man literally also has like visions of her like telling him to do the right thing and everything. I'm just like, this guy is absolutely crazy. And the fact that he gets this bond with freaking Yuji to the point he starts calling him like his brother and things like that, I'm just like, okay, this dude's hilarious. He's like one of those badass anime characters where you're just like, all right, he's goofy but he's badass, which is also like Gojo too. The one blonde guy with the glasses, I thought he was pretty cool. So far with what I've seen from season 2, I haven't seen anything, but from the way that people talk about season 2, I guess there's gonna be an emotional moment, so I'm only predicting something bad happening or something crazy happening. And that's kind of the thing about this show too. It's like you think it's gonna go this direction, and then they don't, and they kind of twist it. Like, you know, some of the things like the show is pretty dark for what it is. Like especially some of the death moments. Like, I'm not saying they come out of left field, but they're pretty dark in the way they do it. And in some cases, they do come out of left field where you don't see that coming. But hey, I do like certain animes that kind of go away from certain things and everything. They still adapt those certain typical traditions like other animes do, but like things where they have plot twists, like, and they just shock you, like things that I don't see coming. I do like animes like that. I know Chainsaw Man, when I was watching that, there was times where it's like I didn't see shit coming. And honestly, I appreciated that, because it's like, okay, you think it's going this direction because you watched previous anime in the past, but then the author takes it a completely different direction and completely throws you for a loop to the point where it's like, okay, what the hell are they going to do now? So that's kind of the thing. I like the other group of classmates that they train with, which was Maki, Panda, and then the guy who can't really speak, or he just says like these words and like freaking kelp or something like that. I forgot his name. They're all cool, badass characters. I did like the backstory about Maki and her sister. You know, about kind of like, oh, you know, you're supposed to be this special, but you're really not, essentially, you know, and everything. So crazy. Panda was just crazy. I'm like, what the frick? I'm like, this dude, I'm like, there's a legitimate talking panda. I'm like, what the frick is going on? So yeah, I also found the comedic moments are funny. Like, after like Yuji, they kind of fake Yuji's death, and he came back to help them out with like their team battle, essentially. And you know, Gojo had this whole thing like, oh, we'll surprise them, and they'll be so happy to see you. And then they do that, and then freaking Fushiguro, and freaking Nobara, they're just like, the fuck, dude, what the hell is this? They give like this freaking look, like they're just like dumbfounded. They're like, are you serious? And they're not dumbfounded, they were just disgusted by this. And basically they're kind of like, well, shit, you should have just told us you were alive the entire freaking time. You had us freaking worried about you and everything. And it kind of, in anything, it pissed them off a little bit more. So it's funny as all. You know, they bring up a traitor angle and everything about the fact that there's like this potential traitor within their ranks and something like that. You know, you know, it's crazy. You know, you see the bad guys. It seems like they avoid Gojo because you had to like were the one weird looking guy with the volcano head. Like, he thought he was gonna kill Gojo with ease, but Gojo like absolutely disrespected him and killed it. Well, didn't kill him, but he had a chance or an opportunity to potentially kill him. He didn't take that shot, but absolutely embarrassed the guy. And Gojo's abilities are like absolutely crazy. And it's like, okay, now I see why these people they ain't trying to mess with him, because in the team fight they like literally made a veil to where he's not allowed to be in. Or and help out and participate, because they know, okay, we'd probably get our asses kicked. So it's like, okay, you have to wonder, is there somebody that will be able to be on the level of Gojo on terms of their side that will like give him problems? But so far he's like one of the strongest damn characters I've freaking seen. So yeah, and then obviously the last little mini arc to close out the season, that was hilarious. Or wouldn't, not hilarious, my bad. That was crazy, you know, and Fushiguro worrying about his sister and everything. And yeah, and then that's kind of how the season ended. One of my favorite episodes was that baseball episode, though. That baseball episode was hilarious too. It reminded me of the Dragon Ball Super baseball episode. But overall, Jujutsu Kaisen was good. I know I didn't talk too much in depth about it, and I kind of gave bareborn points, but I really did enjoy it. Definitely looking forward to getting into the movie in season 2, and seeing what that's going on. I think what I'm going to do is, obviously, the movie, I'm going to review the movie and give you guys my thoughts in a review for JJK. But in terms of season 2, I think honestly, you know, even though I'll be probably behind, and obviously with my work schedule kind of getting in the way, I think I'm just going to watch the episodes one by one, or maybe not. I'll probably like, I'll see. maybe I'll do that, or maybe doing like 5 episode batches or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't expect myself to catch up by the time the season ends, but you know, who knows? Crazier things might be said, but we'll see, we'll see. But anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen. Did you like the series? Are you into it? You know, please don't spoil anything from the movies or season 2 for me, since I am blind to the series. And I haven't seen anything from the movie or season 2 at all. I've just seen, all I know from season 2 is there's been a few emotional moments that have been making people freaking cry, and then obviously I guess there was like a recent Yuji fight that just went off the damn chain. So it's like, oh, okay. So yeah. And obviously, you know, when you're done by Studio Mappa, of course, it's like flame. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Again, leave a like, put in the comment section, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Jujutsu Kaisen content I upload to the channel, or any other anime or manga content. If you're wondering if I'm going to get into the manga, if I catch up with season 2, probably not. I think I'll stick to this anime only for now. So we'll see. But anyways, catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or night watching this video. Checking out this video. Peace.